Could you imagine walking into a movie production studio and seeing Jennifer Lopez? Yes, at first we'd be freaking out, but then second, you overhear a conversation of her talking about the price per movie, what she charges. Could you imagine if you heard Jennifer Lopez say, I'll do it for free. I'm not so sure. No, we know. She'd be like, this is my price, but this is how much more I'm going to ask for. She values her worth, but so many of us lack that confidence and valuing our own worth. It becomes a money block. Being able to identify that block and heal it is so key. And that is what we're going to do in this video is help you really go deep into that money block, the source of that money block, and heal it. My name is Trisha Daniel. I'm an MBA with over 25 years experience in finance and accounting. However, more importantly, I'm a woman who has started over and rebuilt my own finances. So I like to combine all that education and life lessons into helping other women rebuild and stand on their own 2 feet again too. So let's get started. First, go get a piece of paper, some colored pencils, something you feel comfortable writing with, because we are going to start to identify your expertise, your value, and start to build confidence in yourself. On that piece of paper, I want you to write down the things you're great at, the things you are good at, skills. I want at least 5 to 10. Write them out. Brag on yourself because you were given gifts at birth. I call it the seed. One of the first gifts that God gave each of us as a bearing seed, something meant to multiply, be creative, and come from in of all of us. We have that in us, but then life happens and it covers it up. And sometimes we forget or we kind of, I don't like to talk about it, but you're good at it. And so we're going to start to write it down. So write down those 5 to 10 things. Next way to heal the money block of valuing your own services is to take that list that you just wrote down and what's some self doubt? What comes up when you look at each of those? For some of us, it's because there was a word that someone said that really hurt and made us doubt. Maybe it's something from childhood. I love to go into inner child work when it comes to money. Yeah, so many of us have those early money memories that we've forgotten about that really shape who we are and how we handle our own money. So, for each one of the things you wrote down, your values, your gifts, what is your earliest childhood memory? Maybe someone, again, said a word or doubted you, someone at school. Maybe you weren't that great at it in the beginning. Being able to identify each of those helps you take back your own power, take back the narrative. Be like, no, I'm great at this. I'm good. Again, bring out the inner Jennifer Lopez. You are good at that. For like each of her skills, you know how much she practiced dancing and singing and acting. Each of us takes a skill. Sometimes we're not originally good at it, but it's deep within us. It just needed time to grow deeper roots and to flourish before we ever saw it break past the soil and grow. So, what are those original self doubts, words that were said over each of those? I want you to write it beside. And again, give it life, look at it, identify it, because then it stops having that power over you. The third way we're going to heal the money block of valuing our worth is actually putting value to each one of those gifts that you were given. How can we make money from dancing? Again, Jennifer Lopez, right? We all have this gift that we look at. I'm like, I don't think I can make money from drawing. I don't think I could make money from being creative. I don't think I can make money. Yes, you can. Being able to research, market. Again, we've got the gift of Google right here at our hands to be able to research and YouTube channels just like this. Being able to research what is my true value. So again, taking your list, turn over the page or start a new one. The first thing that you wrote down, What could you do to produce income, provide value in equal exchange to somebody else? What is that? Put a title to it. And there may not be a typical title to it. You may be the first to create. Steve Jobs, there was not Apple phones or watches. He created something new. He took his seed and multiplied it into something beautiful. Can you imagine if he would have never sat there and identified that gift? You have the same thing within you. Write down each one of yours and put away that you can make money, at least one, if not two, because we're going to start to value each of those. Because then once you take it, you're going to start Googling it and be like, wow, what are some prices other people offer? What are some the value of, oh my gosh, you would pay me $500 to do that for you? There are people out there like, I am not creative. I do numbers. I love numbers. I try to be creative. See, I even have my own colored pencils. And this is what I use to draw out my money and numbers and make it fun. But when it comes to actual drawing, we do stick figures. So I would pay someone like you to be able to draw, illustrate the children's book that I'm writing about money. Your gift is valuable. So let's find that value and heal that money block. Now that we've identified your gift, we have starting to eliminate those strongholds, those doubts. And now we're starting to actually put some value, some numerical value to what people would charge for it. Now we need to be able to communicate it. Again, thinking back to our example of Jennifer Lopez, or maybe you like to think of Marilyn Monroe or some of the women from Sex and the City. There's so many different, just think of the beauty. I like to think of sometimes the Golden Girls. Can you imagine? You think of each of the personalities within the Golden Girls. How would they communicate their value, their worth, their services? I know each of you, I know you're imagining it right now. But when we start to identify our value, sometimes being able to communicate it is hard. We still struggle. We still feel like we're going to get turned down. We still like those words that someone told us from our past, from our childhood. It's going to come back up by communicating it more and more and more and turning it into casual conversations. Again, it loses its stronghold on you and you become more confident. Again, it took Jennifer Lopez time. This confidence wasn't always there. But once she kept talking and kept talking, I mean, look at videos of her from 30 years ago to now. We each need to start practicing and communicating our value, our worth, to be able to eliminate that roadblock, eliminate that money block from our lives, and start increasing and valuing our worth and who God created us to be. Last way to start to heal the money block of valuing your worth. This one's going to be a little hard, but I know you're up for the challenge. It's being a little bit more assertive. Again, not only are you learning how to communicate your value, but being very confident. Stand up tall, shoulders back, and be able to be assertive. This is my price. And setting the boundaries. Boundaries are something I've had to really work on in my own life because people be like, no, I'm sorry, that's too much. I'd be like, oh, I'll discount that for you. How about 10% off? No, this is my value. Again, think of whether it's one of the Golden Girls or Jennifer Lopez. Could you imagine them breaking down, go, oh, no, sorry, I'll take 20% off that. I'll take $1,000,000 off the price tag. Absolutely not. Start learning to set your boundaries and go, no, this is my value. This is my price, and I will not change it. Think of your own words. Practice it in front of the mirror. Write it down as an affirmation and put it in front of yourself and on your phone. And when you're starting to tell somebody your prices, plant that seed. This is my price. And thank you. You can walk away, pray on it, meditate on it, give it time to simmer, and then watch that client, that person come back and then accept the feedback. it could wow you and surprise you. You know that, or it can give you a little bit more information. Being able to be more assertive and valuing your worth, setting your own boundaries. Because I promise you, you keep telling that price over and over again, and it's going to keep going up over and over again. Your worth, your value is going to shine. Already feeling more confident in valuing your worth? Again, we can do this by going through each money block that we may have in our own lives and learning how to heal them. They no longer have those strongholds at us. We're able to get them out of the way and get towards that financial freedom we are each wanting to rebuild in our lives. Again, I am Trisha Daniel. Thank you for watching this video. Reminder to hit subscribe, notifications, and share with a friend. I'll see you next time.